Motion to approve the agenda with those amendments.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Sayer and a second by Commissioner Teasley to approve the agenda as amended. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously.
One clarification, Chairman, is that executive session personnel?
Litigation.
Litigation.
Next item on the agenda is approved minutes of the previous meetings. We'll take these one at a time. You have the October 22nd, 2019 meeting minutes in your packet. Could I get a motion that we approve those?
I make a motion that we approve the 10/22/19 minutes.
Second. Have a motion by Commissioner Teasley, second by Commissioner Carter. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Now we'll move to the November 7th, 2019 meeting minutes. Can I get a motion that we approve?
I'll make a motion we approve those.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Sayer and a second by Commissioner Teasley. Any more discussion? Public comment?
Yeah, I got something to say. It said right here, Chairman Dorsey moved to terminate the inmate food service. I believe that was me, wasn't it?
No, that was me.
Huh?
That was me.
You moved to get the county administrator.
That's right.
Commissioner
You're right.
Bill
You're right. That should be Commissioner Carter. That's right, because I was the one that did make the motion.
That's right, okay.
Okay. With that correction, could I get a amended motion, a second to?
Say me.
I'll amend my motion.
Amended motion, amended second. For that one correction. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is remarks by invited guests, committees, and authorities. We don't have anyone. Item 8, reports by constitutional officers and department heads. Mr. Gordon.
I don't have any separate report tonight.
Okay. County administrator's report.
I have none tonight, sir.
Oh, he's moving fast. Chairman's report. We've got several things. I'll start with the October financial report. Give Terrell a minute to get this up. October is the first month of our fiscal year, 2020. And looking at our budget, we need $1,035,566 to cover expenditures normalized over that time. Our actual revenue for the month of October was $432,259, with expenses of $963,851. Expenses were actually under budget and revenues were under budget. For those of you who may not keep up with this, that's to be expected because property taxes is our largest revenue driver, and we'll see that number continue to pick up as we go forward into November and December. Our key revenue drivers, our top 4 are real property, LOST, which is a sales tax used to roll back the millage rate, EMS fees, and vehicle title fee. For some reason, we didn't get anything from
That, it's just because we hadn't received it today I done this,
Okay.
so I'm sure it's in by now.
But real property targets $470,000. Came in at $30,526. I explained why there. LOST, which is a sales tax, which is a pretty good indication of the economy of Hart County, very strong, $244,241. And EMS fees are green, coming in at $96,386 against a target of $95,800. So everything in green is exceeding or meeting the target. Those in red are not. And if we had anything in yellow, it would be within plus or minus 3% of the target. So starting the year off right so far. This is something we do continue to monitor each month and as we go through the fiscal year. A couple other things from the chairman's report. I talked to each one of you about Monday the 18th at Purina for the ribbon cutting. There's also the city of Royston has an event going on, natural gas. You've got something in your box about it. Wednesday, November the 20th at the the remodeled depot in Royston. It's a real nice facility. If you're interested in attending for the natural gas department's program. And then the last thing I want to talk about tonight briefly is the city of Bowersville. We've got a new Bowersville mayor here with us tonight, and I wanted to recognize Mr. Pruitt Manley and welcome aboard. Look forward to working with you, and I know you're going to do some great things up there. Second part to that is several years ago, I think it was 2017, we as a board voted that we would assist Bowersville on road work stuff as long as they reimbursed us. And at their last meeting, they were wanting some bids from private contractors. I talked to Jim Jordan, and he also asked that the county put something together. So Terrell's putting something together on behalf of the Board of Commissioners for some road work on Sutton Road, and we'll get that to them before their meeting on Thursday, or at their meeting on Thursday. So that being said, that's all I've got under chairman's reports. Moving into commissioners' reports, District 2.
I attended Way Church. They had it's been a few Sundays ago, they recognized first responders, had appreciation service, and, it was a good thing. Appreciate the Way Church doing that. I know Monday was Veterans Day, and I know we got a lot of veterans that live here in Hart County, and appreciate everything that they do and have done for our country, and hope you all had a good holiday. That's all I got.
District 3.
I also, Mr. Chairman, attended the Way Church. Appreciate that church doing a civic recognition of these guys, of our veterans. I mean, we owe these guys. We just don't understand the freedoms that we have in this country. We don't understand the nature of the battles these guys went through out there on the battlefield, and I know this commission, this board right here, each time we pray, we pray for our soldiers, and not only the soldiers that are on the battlefield on a foreign soil, but the ones that are here in the United States, and our law enforcement. These guys, they're in a battle too. I mean, each day you never know when the next car they stop where it may be a confrontation. But again, I'd like to say I appreciate the Way Church doing that. It was very, like Frankie said, it was a very good program. And I'd like to wish all the veterans, the ones that are in service now and the ones that have not currently serving, I'd like to tell them thank you, and we appreciate what they've done for this country. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
District 4.
Yeah, I'll mirror the same thing Commissioner Teasley and Commissioner Sayers said. I also attended the Way Church. And I'll make this statement that I appreciate what they've done. And I'm going to tell you, you won't find your heroes on the ball field, but on the battlefields. The people that gets out and does this job every day as first responders, soldiers, EMS, police officers, firemen, the people that saves our life and helps us save our property, they're the true heroes, but you'll never find their name on a pair of tennis shoes. So I think that you need to think about that the next time you look at people running around with somebody's name on their tennis shoes. Another thing, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to talk about tonight, I'm going to give you a quick report on the GMRC, which I serve on, and the economic development for the years 2014 to 2019, GMRC has helped prepared and are helped to obtain $6,138,962 in federal and our state grants for funding for county and our local communities and cities and on economic development initiatives. The revolving loan fund, which GMRC also controls, has 2 Hart County success stories. These loans can be used for startup, expansion, machinery, real estate, and working capital. These loans can be for as little as $15,000 up to $300,000. This was raised from $150,000 at our October 2019 meeting. One of the local businesses that has done real well with the revolving loan fund is Barbers and Beer. They went through 3 phases with 3 different loans, and now they have jacks. They started with 4 employees and have grown to 16 and project 6 more, and they may have them by now. Another business is the Hot Spot. It's a family salon where they do hair and other things. This loan created 10 jobs and saved 4. Also, the Workforce Development has 3 program areas: adult, dislocated worker, and youth. There were 64 individuals assisted in one of these 3 areas. That's all I got, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it.
Okay, moving into old business. First item of discussion tonight is item 12A, Legacy Link FY20 Addendum Number 2. This is just a normal adjustment we do quarterly for the number of meals served through the senior center. Could I get a motion that we approve?
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Carter. You want to be second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Teasley. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is a joint letter of support to the FCC regarding the Stellar Act and the ongoing efforts by Doug Collins' office, as well as Franklin, Elbert, and Stevens counties, along with Hart County as well. As I mentioned at our last meeting, I talked to Chairman Bridges of Franklin County, and I didn't get a chance to get this on the agenda because our agenda and everything was already set. I actually found out about this about 30 minutes before our meeting. So in your packet there is a letter in there, and I just asked that one of 2 things: either authorize me to sign on behalf of the Hart County Board of Commissioners, or to take and draft a separate letter, because I think it may be to the point where we have to do a separate letter. I think they may have already sent that in.
Correct.
So either or, just if I could get a motion to allow us to do that.
I'll make a motion that, for you to be able to write a letter on behalf of the Board of Commissioners supporting this.
Have a motion by Commissioner Teasley. Is there a second?
I'll give you a second.
Second by Commissioner Carter. Any more discussion? Public comment? Right, all, if for this item only, ma'am. This item only.
It's for this particular item, do you have a question?
Stellar Act. Yes, if you want. If you want to come forward, yes, ma'am. Well, you got to if you want to talk.
Yeah, we gotta get you on the record.
Everybody needs to hear you at home. There's people watching, so if you'll come. We haven't done it yet. We haven't done it yet. We haven't voted on it. We asked for public comment before we take the vote.
Oh, okay, got it. Well,
Okay.
my question,
If you'll come forward, please. That's our protocol. I'm sorry. You come to the podium over here.
oh, y'all.
That's all right. We
If
don't.
you-
God,
If you would state your name for the record, and then.
Merlin Pinson.
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
you asking for us to have Atlanta channels in South Carolina, or one or the other?
Right now, we're wanting the Atlanta channels, but the only way this is going to work, and I've said this many times, you're going to have to be able to have a choice.
Okay. It's my understanding that Hart Cable gives you a choice. Is that correct?
Hart Cable.
Gives you a choice of South Carolina or
You have
Atlanta?
some Atlanta stations. You don't have as
Okay.
many
Oh.
as you once have.
This only affects satellite.
Satellite viewers only.
Gotcha, okay, I'm dish, oh, no, I'm not cable, so, okay, so it will be either or, but not both.
No, we can't say that yet. That's the only way it's going to work, is to have either or, that choice.
Okay,
If we go and just go strictly with the Atlanta channels, you're going to have those who want to keep the Greenville channels. You're going to have the reverse argument. So
Yeah, you are.
the only way it's going to work is to be able to have both.
Okay.
And we feel like the technology is there.
Sure.
We're continuing to move forward with this. It's only for the satellite providers.
okay.
So,
And
this
how
has been
long
going on
will
for 2
this
years.
take, once the letter is sent?
Who
Do
knows?
they know?
who knows? This
The
has been going on for 2
FCC,
years.
whatever they
It's been,
choose.
it's been going on at least 2 years, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
so.
Well, the paper indicated that one of the counties, and I don't remember which one of the orphan counties, already has had that approved.
That's in Colorado.
No, it's in
Oh, it's
Elbert
not
County.
here.
Elbert County. never
Elbert
been
County,
approved?
I
because
thought
they didn't
so.
petition.
Now, how did they
South
get it
Carolina-
approved so
South
quickly?
Carolina did not petition
Against Elbert County.
against
Okay, I
Elbert
got
County.
So, and
you.
ours
Well,
was
we've been
met
approved.
with, ours has been met with opposition
Okay,
as well. So,
I'm just not clear on that. We've been approved.
FCC approved this, but they appealed it.
Right.
That's what.
Who
South
appealed
Carolina.
it? The South
South
Carolina?
Carolina TV
Well,
stations.
you can see why. They're going to lose a lot of their
Okay. Well, let's
business.
try to keep our focus on this item. I mean, we don't want to get into
Thank you,
on the other stuff. All right, thank you. Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion, public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is Tax Commissioner's request for temporary employee. Mr. Pierce?
I don't make up on either. I think the young lady was fine.
But you need some extra.
Guys, I need my temporary lady through the end of the year. Did y'all get this little handout? So y'all see what some of the other counties are doing. It kind of struck me as sort of odd. Tiff County, in their second sentence, too many clicks. And then it goes on to say, the program is not slower per se, just more time consuming. Now, that seems sort of, I mean, that's a Burleyism if there ever was one. But I think per each county, you can see where it just takes longer to process transactions. And Joey, you were in our office a couple of days ago, and you saw us. We were down that particular afternoon. We were down to two ladies, and I mean, one dose of flu through our office, and we in a world of hurt. This part-time lady helps take some, temporary lady helps take some heat off of us and helps us process our mail and stuff. You talking about property tax being your big revenue deal? We fixing to get into it big time. Money's been coming in a little slower. We kind of look at it, and Miss Karen made a comment. She said, "Burley," she said, "money seems to be a little slower than it's usually been about this time." So she ran a report, and we were about 2% slower than we were last time. Well, you think, well, you're slower, you don't need no help. No, what that means is that there's going to be an avalanche come closer to the due date. Guys, I'm asking for my temp. What am I asking for, Tara?
Temporary help.
Yeah, my temporary help. And you can see some of the explanations from some of the other counties about this system.
The delay is only on the tag side. The delay is only on the tag side. The property tax is not going to be involved in this. I understand it will delay it down. People are buying tags and that kind of thing. I
Right.
understand that.
I mean, all of our ladies are cross-trained, so some offices, some of these offices, they have ladies just for tags, just for property, but all our ladies are cross-trained. And I mean, it's just if one aspect is running wacky, it just whacks everything else out. This ain't going to go on forever, but we need this. I mean, I ain't never come down here and asked y'all boys for nothing we didn't need, and we need it. And I'm just asking, we need it.
Mr. Chairman.
What are you asking for? How long? How much?
Temporary, till at least the end of the year.
And we'd already authorized it through,
This week,
I think 15th is when it was, wasn't it?
Close, somewhere thereabouts, yes, sir.
So how much money are we talking about between now and the end of the year?
Beth averages maybe, I'm just guessing 30 hours, 30 hours a week. And that's just a guess on my part. There's a couple of days where her employer needs her and she doesn't work. she has to go to her normal full-time job, and she doesn't help us. And, but
So she works 29 hours a week or 30 hours?
It makes a big difference.
Say, Terrell, is it 29 hours or 30
I
hours?
don't know what the,
I'm figuring.
All right, all right, all right.
Just give y'all a number.
About $2,500 should cover
About
it.
24, 25.
So
That's for the next two, finish this month and
That's the
that's
next,
to the end of the year.
that's about how much.
end of the year. It'll be 7, 8 weeks.
What's the pleasure of the board?
I would consider, due to the circumstance of new software and we're fixing to be bombarded with the taxes coming in all at one time, I would make it a motion that we provide him with these services.
I'll give you a second on that. But I
So
do have some
let's
more
take
comments.
$2,500 out of contingency and put it in his budget. And then we'll do this through the end of the year. And then anytime going forward, we need to be looking at other ways to
Okay.
get this out. Is
At
that
the end of
fair
the year,
enough?
we'll look at the end of the year, we'll look at other avenues.
All right, you put that in motion.
Yes.
Is there a second? Second?
Yeah.
Have a motion by Commissioner Sayer and a second by Commissioner Carter that we take $2,500 and allocate that from contingency to the tax commissioner's office.
Yeah,
for
that's
temporary
a
funds.
guesstimation, right? I mean,
They'll
that's.
cover it.
Right. I mean,
Any more discussion?
Yeah, I got something to say. You know, we've been dealing with this for a while, and did the Department of Revenue just come up and say you have to do this? One is
See,
ca-
all these other counties,
They upgraded the whole system. I mean,
Yeah, I
hardware.
understand.
everything.
System.
Did they not test this thing before they sent it out here for everybody to get?
well, I mean, Rick, as much electronic stuff as I understand, I mean, I get it's like anything. I mean, you figure 159 counties, you figure probably between 7.5 and 8 million registrations, and this deal. I mean, there's got to be some, there's got to be some flies in the ointment. I mean, this was a massive undertaking by the state of Georgia. And they didn't ask us, they spoon-fed this to us.
I hope the new voting machine don't get in that kind of problem. We're gonna be in a mess if it does.
Well, just as long as I get reelected, we'll be all right.
Are you gonna start wearing makeup if you do?
Well,
right,
it's all according to what this young lady does. I don't want to offend anybody.
I got something I want to talk about after we vote, so stay right there. I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. And I'm going to ask a favor of you, and we'll do it too. I'd like for you to write a letter to Representative Powell and Senator Lee Anderson, and let them know your issues. I don't care if y'all get together with Franklin County and all you guys get together, but nothing's going to be done until it gets escalated. And as long as we keep talking about it and putting a Band-Aid on it, nothing's going to get done. We got to escalate this. And I'll assure you, between the four of us, when we see Alan Powell Monday, he'll get an earful of it too.
Okay, great. I
We're
mean,
going to do our part. We need you
all right,
guys to do your part.
I'll get a telephone, will a telephone call suffice, or?
I think it needs to be in writing.
Okay.
Then
It
right,
needs
we'll
to be
all
in
sign
writing.
it.
You know, it'd be nice if you could get the whole judicial circuit to do it, the whole 5 counties.
Get Bobby and
Yeah.
Lamar, Dalton, and Madison County, all y'all, Lori Higginbotham, all y'all get together and
I'll see what I can come up with for you.
drag Tom McCall, all these representatives and senators around here. Let's make some noise. Let's get this fixed. Fair
Well,
enough.
they should have tested it before they put it out here and threw all this on somebody.
And I'll reach out to those as well. I'll reach out to Tom McCall and John Wilkinson as well and see what we can get done. Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure, gentlemen.
Moving on, item 12D, Christmas tree lighting. This is something we've asked the Chamber of Commerce and to not have this on our meeting night, the fourth Tuesday of each month. However, they have decided to move this up to 5 o'clock. Based on what's going on and the fact that our agenda is kind of small, my recommendation is we cancel the meeting on the 26th And we typically cancel the second meeting in December as well. But that being said, we may have to have a call meeting if something comes up to address that. So if everybody's okay with that, can I get a motion that we cancel the meeting on the 26th of November due to the Christmas tree lighting, and if necessary, we may have to have a call meeting if something comes up.
You making that as a motion?
I'll put that in form of a motion.
Second.
Do we want to add the December one too? Go
We'll just
ahead
wait
and
and
get
do
that
it
out there.
later. See. I have a motion by Chairman Dorsey, cancel the November 26th meeting, I'm sorry, and may have a call meeting in its place if something comes up. Second by Commissioner Teasley. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously.
Y'all come on out to the tree light.
Be at 5 o'clock on November the 26th, and this will be the last time we have a meeting to discuss that,
You
so
just
it's a good
dropped
thing we put that out. That concludes the old business. Moving into new business, item 13A, we have a GDOT FY21 transit grant application.
Yeah, this is a normal thing we do every year.
Right.
This
I'll make
helps fund the transit unit.
I make a motion that we approve the GDOT fiscal year 21 transit grant application.
I have a motion by Commissioner Teasley, and a second by Commissioner Carter. Any more discussion? As I said, this is an annual thing. Public comment? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is item 13B, Garner request for lot variance. You've got a summary of the situation, a property owner who is subdividing their land due to a sale. And Terrell, you went out and met with him, and I'll let you
Right.
communicate that.
And what this is, this property has been split since 2003. Was that when you, in his house, you'll see it there in the picture in front of the pond. That's his house. And at the time, he had a septic tank put in. The health department required him to run his drain lines out farther because of an existing well under a porch, old porch. And what he's wanting to do now is, there's actually two lots here, and for tax purposes, they got them combined, but it was already divided into two lots in 2003. When this was done, it was filed in 2002, I think is what's on that stamp in the clerk court's office. But he's wanting to give them a variance, not a variance, easement for the spot where the septic drain lines are on this little corner of property down there. You'll see that drew out on what you're having in your paper there. Just for that little area there. He's not selling the other side. He's just selling the house side, where the house is 6.5 acres there and 18 or 19 acres in the other tract. Giving anybody a variance on anything that's above my pay grade, I honestly don't see anything wrong with this. I get requests a lot of times, but they're not something that's been done for 20 years. So that's the reason I would suggest y'all, my opinion would be to give them the variance, because it's a pre-existing thing. It's nothing new. It's been there for like I said, close to 20 years.
Is
Mr. Chairman, my suggestion would be that you add the word permanent to that, so it's contingent on a permanent easement on that other property.
right now, the property is owned by the guy that's requesting.
Correct.
Correct.
Both pieces of property now are
It's
on
just a different plat or different tract.
different track. Correct. He's got, if you'll see there, you'll see one track. All you see there is a track with a house on it. He also owns a tract on the lower side up there of the other 17, 18 acres,
But
whatever.
he owns the land that
He
the
owns all of it.
drain field owns.
Correct.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Carter, a second by Commissioner Teasley, that we grant this request and have the permanent easement as the county attorney recommended. Sorry, Walker. Any more discussion? Public comment? Mr. Garner, you good with that?
I'm good.
All right.
After that, it's 40 acres
Yeah, I was just guessing off the top of my head.
that I own,
Okay.
and it's selling at 6.78.
Okay. All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is board appointments. I just put this on here for discussion. We do have some board appointments that we're going to need to make before the end of the year. And quite frankly, I don't think we had a lot of interest.
No, we haven't had an overwhelming, but we do have two for the Board of Assessors. We have one that came in and qualified for Avita. And that's all we got. That's all we got. We haven't heard anything from the Rec Advisory Board yet. They'll make their recommendations, hopefully before next meeting.
So we got five positions?
On the Tax Assessor Board?
No.
Correct.
You said two on assessors.
Yes, two.
Two on
In the
the
Avita Board,
Rec
and
Advisory.
how many we got on the Board of?
Two.
Rec Board, two. So that's 4 or 5 we've got. The Rec Board, we hadn't heard anything from yet, but
What do we
y'all got
ask?
people that's wanting to come back on the board.
Just letting everybody know what we got to do, what's out there, and we've got to get done, so.
Right. We just want to
Just
give, kind
reminding
of bring it back in
everybody
people's mind where if they're interested to get in contact with us.
And
So,
we do have
no
some out
action.
of Vita?
Yes. No action to take tonight. This is just FYI. We will, since we canceled our next meeting, the first meeting in December, we will have to make these appointments because that'll be the only meeting that we'll have, so, unless something changes. Moving on to the next item on the agenda is a jail food bid. Cheryl had put together a bid package and sent it out to us. I don't know if everybody's had enough time to look at it. Any
Yeah,
questions, concerns? Walter, you reviewed this as well, my understanding?
I've reviewed that, and I do find that it's adequate.
I make a motion, we approve this bid to send out.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Sayer and a second by Commissioner Carter that we move forward with this bid and send it out. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. That concludes the new business portion of the meeting tonight. Our next item on the agenda is public comment. If anybody would like to come and address the board, if you'll come to the podium and state your name. Mr. Wehunt.
Thank you for your time. I come before you today not as a member of the Rec Advisory Board, but as a grandfather. My 5-year-old grandson, Rhett, played flag football this year for the first time. And it was an overwhelming success, not only for Rhett, but for the entire program. And I just wanted to take a moment to thank each of you for allowing us to add this program to the Recreation Center, and thank you very much. It was a very, very good deal and very successful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying so. Glad to hear it was successful.
Yeah, in line with that, I meant to mention this earlier and I failed to, but the 9 and under team is playing in the Super Bowl this coming Saturday, is my understanding. So, right, Flowery Branch, right. So, anybody else for public comment?
Eric Grayson, you need to do a big article on that 9 and under bunch. They'll be Bulldogs one day.
So, nobody else for public comment. Can I get a motion that we go into executive session for litigation? Have a motion by Commissioner Teasley. Is there a second?
I say.
Second by Commissioner Sayer. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I don't think there's